What is the number one decision leaders need to make if they want to maintain momentum in the business? Let me come back to that in a moment. But first of all, welcome from New Delhi, the Oberoi Hotel, where I'm going to be leading the 2-day Scaling Up workshop for the EO South Asia Bridge chapter. And so let me come back to that critical question. And I want to take us to Jim Collins' flywheel. Now, the flywheel, if you've ever tried to put one together, always starts with the brand promise. What is the promise that you're going to make? Measurable promise to the marketplace. And as you travel around, the last box, always before the next to the promise, is the same. And that is, you've got a critical decision to make. And that is, are you going to take chips off the table? Or are you going to continue to fuel that flywheel? And that's the thing I admired about Jeff Bezos. He continued to pour fuel into that flywheel. Elon does the same thing. The 120 million that he made off of PayPal, he poured all of it down to his last penny back into his newest ventures. And so I just want you to realize it's a decision point. Are you at some point feel like you want to take chips off the table, but know that that's likely going to slow the momentum of the organization? Or are you going to continue to leave all the chips on the table moving forward? And by the way, I think that's a critical decision that countries and continents are making right now. I was sitting down with some of the leaders here in India, most recently in Shenzhen, as you saw. I was just in Europe and more recently in the United States. And I think that is a fundamental difference in each of those four regions. If we take India here, I think Modi has done an amazing job of dealing with corruption. Yet every single day, the Indian leaders shared here, if he wants to stay in power, is he needs to redistribute, not reinvest, but redistribute funds to feed over 800 million of his population every day. If you look at Europe, they've been socialistic for quite some time, redistributing a lot of funds through those social programs versus reinvesting in infrastructure and R&D and those things that could allow them to maybe grab a lead in the AI space. And if you look at the United States, I think what Elon's work did is really expose the fact that of all the countries that have been corrupt, we've probably been the most, redistributing almost $1 trillion a year for probably the last 25 years into the pockets of a few that now has been exposed. And so we've been redistributing versus reinvesting in our infrastructure and the like. I think here's the irony. Xi Jinping decided to also take on corruption in his country, really at the risk of his leadership. And if there is a country that has been reinvesting more than redistributing, it's been them. And so you, as a leader of your company, have an important decision to make. Are you going to redistribute, take chips off the table, or reinvest? And I think our countries and regions have the same decisions to make. I'm Verne Harnish, author of Start to Scale. Keep scaling.